Hi everyone and welcome. Well, this recording is a little bit different because it is definitely not what I intended for today. I intended a pick a card reading, but I was just, I don't know, inspired. I don't even know the right word to use, what I actually felt to do what I'm gonna do right now, and that is look into what exactly is happening in the world, because this conflict, well, one way or another, it doesn't perfectly make sense. Well, I can imagine that maybe not everyone is concerned because they live very far away or in another continent, but I do believe that one way or another everyone is still involved in this. So, in a human way, there is no way we can even get a nuance of what is going on. It is impossible. So, perhaps we have no choice than to ask the spirit itself to look into Akasha and see what exactly is going on, what our human eyes or our human mind cannot interpret, it cannot figure out. Well, the spirit has clear vision over everything in existence, so it has to know. It has to see through everything. So I asked for the truth, what is going on out there? And before I get into this reading of mine, I would also like to call out and encourage every other spiritualist out there who has tarot skills or astrology or anything channeling or whatever it is that it is in your power, to ask the same question from spirit and share it with the world. Perhaps different perspectives and different methods will give more clarity. So let's figure this out, because I do believe that right now we need to, because fate is knocking literally at our doors, and this can really turn around everything we thought we knew before. And also, if you're not so comfortable creating a video of your own or whatever, you can also just help in the comments, share your interpretation of this. Maybe right now, us, those who work with the spirit, those who represent the Neptunian sphere here on Earth, have to do our jobs and just give the perspective of the spirit, at least, to basically comfort people or give them some kind of direction, some kind of sense. Maybe what I'm doing right now is extremely unwise, stupid, even dangerous, but perhaps this is also the advantage of the fact that my channel is so small, tiny, that I hope it will not get to the wrong places and it won't get me in trouble. I really hope this, because, my mom just died. I really don't need any kind of trouble, but at the same time, I'm also a spiritualist, and if it happened now, I have to do my duty. So first I asked the question, what exactly is going on? And we have the Six of Swords in reverse. So of course this means something which stems from the past and was not resolved, and now, like it or not, it has to get to a confrontation. Now, of course, this makes perfect sense from any perspective, political, tactical, even historical. But at the same time, this also means that all of this, and this really shocks me, this really unsettles me, all of this is definitely 100% not what it seems. This is where it's over even before it was begun, because this is almost like a scenario playing out that everyone in power knows about. So this is more like acting or enacting a plan than, an actual spontaneous or planned conflict that shocks and surprises everyone. Us people, yes, we are shocked and surprised, and for us it's spontaneous or whatever, but those in power, the leaders, they knew about this a long time ago. So, for them, this is just like a scenario, just like the clock showing right now it's 3 o'clock, for example, so it's time for this and this and this. So they knew all of this. So, of course, this Seven of Cups means that mostly this is an illusion. This is not what it seems like. This is basically the diversion. Something else is going on in the background because, of course, people are suffering and there is physical war going on and there is destruction, but somehow that is being allowed to happen, if that makes sense. And the fact that it's allowed to take place, it's allowed to happen, that no one is really doing anything when they are supposed to, the fact that a lot of decisions don't add up, they're not even rational, well, that part means that at the end of the day, they're waiting for something calculated. So this is just like a battleship game, something doesn't add up here. So, of course, something else is going on in the background. And this continues with the Three of Swords, so this is meant to generate fear. But, of course, not just the collective fear, but perhaps Russia or some power player wants to intimidate other power players. So this is like an internal conflict, something personal happened between world leaders that of course we don't know about. So this is like a personal offense. This is like a tactical game where someone's pride was deeply hurt and that someone is retaliating now in a really aggressive way. So there's much more here than meets the eye. Then there's the Hermit Reverse. This is probably the United States and their Pluto return. So everyone, you can imagine that every single nation and their leaders know astrology much better than us astrologers. Their softwares and everything, well, it gives them unlimited advantage. So they know that the United States right now is in astrological trouble, so to speak, karmic trouble. So of course this is the right moment to act. But with this Magician Reverse, so, this is like a psychological warfare, like generating a powerful illusion, a powerful lie, like almost living in a movie, forcefully. Like, this is the real sense of it. This is like living through something like that. This is not a movie, this is a reality, but that sci-fi scenario is actually happening real life. That they are covering up something. So, of course, naturally, the next question is, what are they covering up? So, what is the purpose of this, whatever that purpose means? And we have the Ace of Coins reversed. And this is where next week we have Pluto meeting Mars and Venus in the sky, a massive economic change worldwide. So this means crashing the economy, resetting the economy on purpose. This is something planned. This is something that at least one big power player in this picture knew about. It's very weird. So the economy, money, resources, all of this is actually the main target. They want to reset this, or this has to crash 100%. And maybe this war is just the justification, just the means for it. And then we have the Empress, Venus and Taurus, Uranus and Taurus. So whatever has to come next, it will be very quick, instant, from one day to the other, because this Venus, this Empress represents the new order, which surprisingly is actually prosperous, it's beautiful, it is balanced out, it is meant for growth. So they definitely are gonna replace the old with something new that looks pretty okay. And with this Two of Wands, well, the world is splitting into two. So one side and the other side, but even within that alliance, there has to be some kind of balance. And next we have this Queen of Wands with the Five of Coins and the Fool. The Fool and the Five of Wands is like a repeat of the 1930s, a massive economic reset, just that this is not 100% fated, if you get what I mean. It is fated because that is what should be happening, but they took control even over the course of fate, if that makes sense. And I do believe that for a lot of people this will ring a bell and it will make a lot of sense. So of course this is where this reset is under control. It is not as chaotic as it should be or could be. And better said, if the COVID, the Five of Coins, didn't do its job as it should have, well, don't worry, there's plan B. Something that very, very quickly will do the reset. Of course, this Fool means a new beginning, a new era, a new everything, yes. But it's kind of a lot for it to happen in 1 year. Maybe this is one of the big significances of the 222s, where a shift from one to the other. So what I can say is, well, let's trust the process, because the Empress is the Empress after all. If they know what they're doing, and if there is prosperity of any kind, and growth, and beauty, let's say, and love at the other side of this, well, let's see what happens. Because I don't see the massive damage here, so there's no tower, there is no big destruction card to represent that there's a period of total destruction. This is more like pushing a button, flipping a switch, or one patch and then there's the other and quickly it's done. Yes, there is that Five of Coins, so a period of maximum, crisis, of maximum material trouble after all, because you can imagine how many things are going to be disrupted, and the sheer worry and the fear and people being hurt and the fighting and conflict and all of this. But that is like kind of short term, if that makes sense. So let's hope for the best. And here comes the rather dangerous part, which I probably should not be doing. Now this second spread here is, well, I'm even a little bit embarrassed to do this or say this, but what is Putin thinking? So what are his intentions? And again, I hope that the wrong ears don't hear this, because boy, I don't need that kind of trouble. So again, this Six of Swords. Now, there is much more to this than meets the eye. Putin with the Six of Swords wants quick progress. He wants the next phase, the next step of something. He wants to close a transition period because he has a lot of stuff planned that he has to do. So he needs to hurry everyone and everything up because, Six of Swords. A lot of scientific progress, a lot of futuristic stuff at the end of the day that he needs to do, so he needs conditions for that. So he needs to really quickly hurry up with this. And this Ace of Cups, well, he personally experiences all of this as a massive blessing, as an empowerment, as him being a divine force in the world who is doing something big, who is writing history, for example. So for him, this is like definitely living his dream, fulfilling his life goal, his mission. For him, this is maximum emotional empowerment, elation. I don't even know how to, bliss basically. And this Nine of Coins. Well, of course he wants freedom. Of course he wants greater independence and wholeness to take back what is his. so he can do whatever he wants, execute all of his plans, and basically take his, let's say, empire, his part of the world, into the direction of his choosing, and not necessarily have to cooperate with the rest of the world where he doesn't agree upon. Like, he has serious plans, and the direction where, like, the rest of the world want to go to is not in accordance, so he needs to make sure that he has all the conditions to do what he wants. Now we have this Three of Cups reversed, so that immediately says he needs to shake up or break, or I don't even know how to explain this. Reveal to the world the truth about an alliance like NATO or something, or force certain countries who were against each other but not in conflict. They were just, not very close in philosophies and worldviews to each other, to force alliances right now. And of course, those alliances will expose everyone's true colors, politically speaking. Because the Three of Cups means that Putin knows a lot of secrets. Putin knows everything there is to know, so he can very quickly sabotage world leaders and world powers. He has a lot of aces, under his sleeve, but these aces are not like swords, so meaning they're not an information, for example, but the Three of Cups represents what you've done in the past. It represents knowledge of secrets and skeletons in the closet. So it depicts something that has happened in the past, 30 years ago, for example. And it also means secret alliances that he can reveal, he can expose, and that is what he's doing. He's forcing alliances to show their true colors right now, so that all of the world and him himself can see where everyone stands. So this is like a game to him. And the Devil reversed. He sees himself as a savior, as a truth seeker, as a liberator, as someone who has a no BS attitude towards everything, not into infinite talks. He is a man of action. So he actually sees himself as revealing the truth to the world about the world, like a big visionary kind of person. And then the conclusion, what does he want? Where is he going with this? And we have the Hangman reversed. Again, the Savior and Ten of Cups. Something fulfilling itself, something completing, a self-fulfilling prophecy, something made whole, something destined and karmic, or someone's plan. So for Putin, this is nothing new. Either he knew of this, or everything is going according to plan and completing before his eyes. And he has a lot of more surprises with this Hangman reversed. This is where we haven't seen anything yet. This is where he is posing to have a big disadvantage, where that disadvantage is an illusion. He kind of wants to give the rest of the world the security, the sensation, the feeling of security, that he can be stopped and he doesn't have all the power in the world, but he does have something which we don't know about and which actually can turn the tables in a second. So he does have something. He does have an element of surprise here. And he personally thinks that it's in the bag. And finally, I asked for the universe to show us with one single card what is the fate of this, what is the outcome. And it's the Two of Swords, so it's not even written in the stars, in the cosmos, in the fabric of reality yet, what is gonna happen next. There is a big important choice to be made by we don't even know who, and that will determine the outcome of things. But right now it's 50-50. It can be absolutely anything, but that 50-50 also means that they may think that it's going according to their plan, but really it's not. There is an element of surprise which even they don't know about, that is the universe's ace. So we haven't seen anything yet, and nothing is decided yet. We're all blind to the future right now, so there is only, so much we can see. There is only so far we can gaze, and right now, that's not far at all. So basically, this is what the Spirit has to tell me, and through me to you guys. I really hope I won't regret this later on, and I really hope I won't get into trouble for this. But, this is the least a spiritualist can do to help the situation, to just channel the Spirit and let's see what is on the other side and how it looks like from the other side. So again, thank you so much for listening. Please don't get me into trouble. And if you'd like to support me and my work, you can donate in the PayPal link in the description below. Thank you again for listening and for allowing me to be a part of your journeys. And please stay strong, please stay brave, and know that the power inside of you to shape your own reality is not going to disappoint you at this time. So just stay strong and empower others. Thank you again. Until next time, bye for now.